This is Justin AMZN on Monday, August 20th, 2018, with a look at the pre-market. So we are in this range, a little bit of resistance here around 1892, a little bit of support here at 1888. So a nice tight range at the open. And the other thing about this opening up here is that we're actually taking out the high. See, these candles are right around 1888. So we're really, we've gapped up at the open. We're sort of pulling back a little bit to retest this high. And so, it looks like if we open up here, we'll actually take out the high. And yesterday or Friday's candle ended up being a bearish candle. And if we're gapping above a bearish candle, clearing the high, clearing the open, that makes this a bullish gap and go. So we really are interested to see what happens in the first 5 minutes to see how well it's going to rally and keep moving up. And we'll hope for a small bearish candle that we can set a trigger above up here and a stop below down here, and really look at this range as what we want to see and how to trade it. Now, if that doesn't happen, we'll have to see what happens, or how it's actually going to move. We get a quick rally in the first 5 minutes. I'm sorry, if we get a quick rally in the open here with a very small bullish candle, then that's one to get in on pretty quickly and look for a continuation higher. If we get something else, then we'll just kind of have to wait and see how to play it. I'm not sure the next line we've got up higher, but I know we got this one down here at 1880. It isn't too far away if it were to pull back a little bit more and then bounce. So we'll see what happens. So the opening candle is a little bit larger. It's actually closed right at this price level around 1888, and then the high was really, really close to 1892. And so the body up here has a really nice range, but this lower wick says, well, there's buyers. It's just not as easy to set a trade with the trigger above and a stop below. So then it's kind of like, all right, well, let's wait and see what the next candle is. Maybe it'll consolidate a little bit. There it does. All right, good. Now I've got a small candle. I could trade this 1890 by 1888. Or, I'm sorry, 1890 by 1885, something like that. Nice small range, but I really would like to take out and close above this bearish candle, opening candle here. And I'm still okay with a little bit more pullback, which we do actually get on the next candle. So it pulls back into 18.8, which at this point it's kind of like, oh, great, that's been a level that's something we bounced off here, and we played right into it here. So okay, what's going to happen next? So we have an inside candle that's a little bit more selling, and then we actually break down and continue down. We have a nice big bullish engulfing candle that retraces some. Another one that's inside and has some resistance right here at the 5 moving period, the 5 exponential moving average. And then we pull back and make a nice high wave doji right above our 1863 price and right near the price that we actually flew down to in the first 30-something minutes of the market. So with that candle right there, it's actually at a similar level to what we saw Friday, right in this range, where if somebody had bought bullish here or waited and got in here with a stop here, would have actually worked. Would have actually moved up a couple of our. We could see something similar here if we were to either wait or get in with an entry above, stop below. It could move back up into 1880, and we'll see what happens. Now the other price is, that's the one to look for. So the next candle is a little bit higher high, higher low, but it's a very small high wave candle also. And then here we go. We got a little bit more meat on this one. Got a little bit larger retest there. Okay. So we went up to another high wave doji, and this one actually looks like it's moving lower. So high wave doji. This looks like a little bit of a triangle forming, lower highs, higher lows. I want to look for some consolidation, and I'm still in that range. Okay, there we go. I'm already breaking out. So this is looking more bullish. really close to 1880. It would have been hard to set up something without just scalping, unless you got in on a pullback. And then if you got in here with a step down here, that would have easily been 2R up to 1880 if it gets there, and looks like it does touch. So one really cool thing about this is that it rallied really, really far, actually also taking out yesterday's late afternoon highs, but there's this huge upper wick saying, we're doing some selling up here. And again, it's not quite in the right location, because if you set up a trade to go bearish here, you got the 1880 price right below it. So another one to consider waiting on, or the other thing you could have done up here is have had this order still open, which would have been really difficult. That was like two and a half hours ago, something like that, on the day, but set it up with a bearish entry here and a stop up here, and it's just a matter of, did you get into that range with the option? But otherwise, you're getting into this bearish here, looking for a rollover, and we very well will get one. So here's a evening star reversal now, right into that level, broke down, actually retraced. Now this would have been a great consolidation to say, okay, I'm bullish above this, I'm bearish below it. What's it going to do? In this case, it actually moves down, retests into it, and then moves down a little bit, and then just doesn't get much traction. And then all this is sideways, but it's just recovering and then sideways. And all the while, we're got a really large squeeze forming. So not too much here the rest of the day. There's just a lot of chop. Even into the close, it's off a little, and then we're right back into a new consolidation after hours, which I don't pay as much attention to. But anyway, so there's a couple key candles, the high wave candles here and here. I'll see how they're working. Excuse me. If we look at the calls, this is the 1900 calls expiring on Friday. This is the actual option candle for that lower high wave candle. And so if we look at the range on this, it's a little more than $1, a little more than $100. So we would want to set up something where any of these candles pulls back into 1850. You could set a stop at 750, something like that, something to make it just that exact amount. But with these kind of moves, you really need to get in and get out pretty quickly. Even in some of these candles a little bit larger, it looks like, oh, it could actually be coming back down, and where am I at? And you start to worry instead of just holding on until you get to your 2-hour target, or maybe you did. So it just depends on the entry, the fill price, all that kind of stuff. But it looks like you could have held from down here like 850 by 750 all the way up to, let's call it 12. When a few are would fill it worked. So we jump over to the puts. This was really hard to trade also. You would have had to know, oh, it's going to move that way. I'm going to get in here and get out up here. Or, this double top here that took out, quite a few R's going back down. And then this is in this high wave. What time? 9:15. Okay. Yeah, it does. Okay, sorry. Found the candle. That's the high wave candle here, and it doesn't really look like that here, which just thought was interesting. But anyway, this is starting to sell off. But you're looking for a place to buy. You could have had something sitting out here on this price, but again, it may have been easier to go a little further out, not knowing what directions go. So it really looks like you could either scalp a little bit or try and set something up on kind of a bigger picture of where this is at. We didn't quite get down to this line, which means it's a little more bullish, but we had been getting in soon after that candle to really see this thing around. So that takes care of the 5-minute options. This is the daily. I really like that we've just kind of gone sideways to down a little bit. We did that here. We did that here. What's really interesting is this day we had a bullish gap and go also taking out all-time highs. And instead of doing that, it actually sold off. It didn't gap up and then just continue. I think that may have been skewed by earnings. So this one here, we had a bullish gap and go. and it just didn't continue. But you know, it didn't give me any signals that it was going to rally at the open. I really like there's 4 candles here, 4 candles here, 4 candles here, and the ranges are really different. This one looks the most similar with this candle after it. And so these 3 with this one after it. So I'm getting away from the 4 candles again, but you know, had this candle been bearish, it looks like this would have been kind of the same pair with a lower wick, small body, and then a gap up, and then what's going to do. And so yeah, it's just looking for things that are similar from the past and how things could work out. So you can go back and look at some of the videos of, you know, recapping this on 724, see, you know, what rules you have for how that would work. But anyway, we'll continue to look for, you know, some sort of bullish gap that's kind of bearish move to it. And then if there is something like that, we can look back a little bit more and see, oh, what's the best way to actually trade that and limit that risk and make sure that you're able to do it watching, not watching, wherever it is, then you'll set it up and get everything executed to trade that. But even though we got the momentum dying out, it does look like, you know, we could be poised for a much higher move as a breakout of this level, 1925. And we've just been in, you know, so close to it for so long. So we will see what happens. Hope you enjoyed the video. This is Just AMZN. Thanks.